Here's what you don't know about peanut farming. Yes, peanuts are one of the most common American snacks and are part of so many traditions, but not many people know how peanuts get to the baseball stadiums or into their trail mix. Producing peanuts is actually a complicated multi-stage process that involves a few different companies. Companies like Hubs or even Planters don't grow their own peanuts. They actually buy from deshelling companies who buy peanuts from farms. From there, the peanut brands like Hubs or Planters cook and season nuts to their standards and then sell them to the public. This is how nearly all peanuts get to consumers, and we'll get to the more commercial peanut production later. But to start with, I wanted to visit Elisha Barnes, the only commercial farmer in America who grows and harvests peanuts the same way it's been done for over 100 years. He plants by hand and then shocks peanuts on the pole. Elisha and his team have pulled up the majority of this year's crop using a tractor and digger, but are going through now to pull up some of the last remaining nuts with a pitchfork.
What we're doing right now is actually the way that it used to be done. You gotta shake the dirt out of it so that you can turn it over, and there's your product right there.
Are you the last person in the country who's still doing peanuts like this?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's antiquated, and that's what people call me crazy for doing it.
So what happens here once you've got them exposed? This is when you start the shocking process?
Yes.
When you say shock,
That's the terminology in this area for stacking. It is done this way, and it goes over like that.
The peanuts are left to shock on the pole for about 6 weeks until they're fully dried. Then, Elisha will pull out all the stakes with his tractor and prepare the vines for the picker, which separates the peanuts from the vine. This picker is from 1920, and Elisha has to constantly modify it to fit with his 1960s tractor.
it's amazing the little tiny techniques you have for this thing.
And if you don't, it doesn't work.
Can't call the manufacturer.
This is so old that manufacturers for this has long been dead.
This is not how I expected it to move. It is so cool.
All right, we're only gonna put about that much at a time,
Okay.
and it'll feed it in itself.
It's going through, it's beating them up, and then it's sending everything through a grate.
The vines go up top, the peanuts fall down through and come through a shaker.
So I can do one?
Yes.
I don't want to break the machine though. How do we know if we're okay?
No, it's okay right now. I'm watching.
From here, Elisha's peanuts will be kept separate and actually sold as Hub's single origin peanuts.
I do this every day. I eat a double handful of peanuts, raw peanuts, every day.
Do you think it's a secret to anything?
May or not be, but I'm gonna just believe it's part of.
You're 197 years old.
I would like to say that. For me, it's rewarding. It's an honor. Who would have ever thought that the son of a sharecropper would be standing on the land that he now owns and farming peanuts the way that my father and his father did? That speaks volumes for me.
Me too. Thank you so much for doing it.
Now that we've seen how Elisha produces his nuts by hand, it's time to move through the more commercial process. Peanuts are planted and dug by the acre, and instead of shocked, they are just left out in the sun to dry. From there, they are harvested and bought by a deshelling company, which will deshell the nuts and also act as sort of a middleman or distributor. The deshellers will sell off different specs of nuts to different brands, like Hubs, who buy only the top-of-the-line, extra-large peanuts to be sent through their special cooking machines.
How do I look? Creepy?
Beautiful. So we've got our bags have come in from the sheller and we're ready to go and cook some peanuts.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This is a 2,000-pound bag of peanuts. You're gonna jack it up, you're gonna pull it right here and hang it up on the scale. Not too sharp. All right, take the straps, hang them up here. All right, raise it up.
How long you been cooking peanuts?
7 years, 10 months.
You know that exactly?
Yeah. All right, stick your finger in there. Yep, there you go. Don't open this one yet.
Okay.
All right, just pull it down so you can get to it.
All right.
Pull that,
I can't fuck this up.
pull it. There you go.
Ah!
All right.
This is all our raw peanuts.
All the raw peanuts.
From here, the nuts are shaken out into fry baskets to get ready for the cooking process, which was invented by Marshall's grandmother.
The goal is to just get these baskets as full as possible. And then what is this here?
This is our blanching operation. So we need to soak the peanuts in hot water for a few minutes. That gives them a nice like crunchy texture when they're fried, and it seals the peanut in. So that's the blister fried process that we have.
Is that standard in peanuts? Like would the most commercial nuts be blanched and then fried as well?
Now that was the thing that made Hub's Grill a specialty item. So Planters is the most famous peanut, and they dry roast. So what my grandmother did differently was water blanching and then fry them in an oil. So that kind of is the specialty process is the blister fried cooking that we're doing.
Up here, I didn't even realize this is all the baskets that have now dried out.
Yeah, they're drying right now until they get transferred over to the fryer.
And you guys invented all of this machinery?
My grandfather actually worked with a local engineer to design this continuous cook process on the blancher as well as on the cooker. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. I mean, this is probably our 5th generation of this exact equipment, but yeah, they worked with a local metal shop. It's not out of the box at all. This hopper's filling up, so now they're going into the oil, and they'll be in this oil for a few minutes, and that's what makes them crispy and crunchy and delicious.
Amazing. All right, so this is like the frying. Technologically, it's the same machine, right?
It's pretty much the same machine other than a couple of parts, but concept's the same. It's a continuous cook process. Like that's a continuous blanch process.
Yeah.
They're just sitting here in the oil for a few minutes. The main thing that we're doing here is just trying to maintain the right temp and roast. So you're looking for a different kind of coloration here in the beginning of the cook compared to the middle and then the end. So he'll adjust the time and temp throughout this whole cook to make sure that the peanuts are getting the even roast that we desire.
So can I try one real quick?
Yeah. It's an unsalted peanut.
No, I get
out of the fryer.
I get you. Wow. It's got so much more texture. The blanching and then the frying gives it like almost like a bagel exterior pop crunch.
That's the point of the blanching. That's exactly right. So they come from the fryer and they go through the dryer right here, and then they're going to go through the salting belt. So they need to be flat so they get an even amount of salt on them.
They still have some residual oil.
Yeah.
Is that enough to get the salt to stick?
It's just enough.
So this is like the final product right here.
That's the final product before it goes into the can. Now it's going to be hot, so I like it after it's cooled a little bit more.
It doesn't even taste like a peanut. I mean, we're so used to what a peanut should taste like. It's like a crunchy, delicious vegetable.
I say it all the time, like people don't know how good peanuts can taste.
Now it's time to get the freshly cooked peanuts into cans. The weighing part of this is actually really hard and made me feel really dumb.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
Okay, when the can comes over, we have to make sure the weight is in the range, in the right range. Okay. Sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. So you got to take off to make it right, or either add on.
Oh, you're really doing quick little motions here.
It's like hand-eye coordination.
So pull it?
No, it's gonna come. Then when you get right here, you can put it on the scale. Make sure it's centered on the scale.
Oh, all right. Damn it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so bad at this.
That's okay.
All right.
Use both hands.
Okay.
If you use your left hand, it gives you more time to block this can.
Block it.
Okay, you can use this hand, your right hand to block it.
All right.
So that can is gonna automatically come. That can is gonna come at you.
I know the can's coming. All right.
So you just gotta pick up your speed.
I love how your advice is the cans are gonna keep coming. I just gotta pick up my speed. I get that.
Yeah,
I get
there
that.
you go. Speed is.
They get sealed, and then after that, every Hub's can gets a key. It's kind of the key to the party. You got to be able to open the can, cut the foil. Yeah.
You can open the can with just the key?
That's it.
So for a lot of the peanuts, this is the end of the line.
Exactly, this is the end.
But for some of them, we're gonna go off now and see how they get coated in chocolate.
Exactly.
And that's the final potential stage. There's a lot of,
different flavors, different seasonings, but our number 1 and 2 is our plain salted and the chocolate covered. So
if you're a Virginia peanut, you really don't know where you're going. You got some options ahead of you.
That's right.
While they used to outsource the chocolate component of the brand, Hub's has just upgraded to a state-of-the-art chocolate enrober operated by David Gombeski, a lifetime candy maker.
We're taking bets on which peanut makes it into the enrober first.
Is this? Do you play this game?
Yeah. Every morning when we start up. Yeah.
All right, who you got your money on?
Well, that one there.
What are you looking for? Size or what?
No.
We got a runner.
Speed.
Holy, it's actually really exciting. What's the wager? I mean, we've lost it already. Can we start again?
Now the enrober has about 250 pounds of chocolate in it right now, and it gets pumped up into this horizontal pipe with the holes into a trough, and there's a double curtain, a leading and a trailing. The peanuts go through. What chocolate doesn't stick to the peanut just is recycled in the machine. They're cooling here.
Yep.
On the journey towards the end.
You're very poetic.
In a few minutes, they'll be sealed up in a can. So it doesn't get any fresher than this.
You don't want to give me some deep emotions about watching all these fellas fly by?
It only takes a few minutes to get from up there to down here. And then onto this horizontal transfer belt, which will take it to a vertical ladder belt into a hopper that is going to feed the cans.
All right, I'm going to fill some cans again, set myself up to fail. Do you think this one's easier than it is with the salted?
It can be. It can be. You want to try it again?
Why not? I already f***ed it up. 2 hands.
It's a lot easier with this hand. You're taking your weight out, and with this hand catching the next.
Why the f*** I'm doing this again? I'm so drawn to things that I'm horrible at. I wish I could just like come up with slogans for you guys. Okay. Hands keep coming. I got to think about my old friend.
That can is gonna come at you.
I know the can's coming.
At the end of the day, it's wild to see the trajectory of peanuts, including many stages I'd never seen before. From Elisha's farm, where he's hand picking and hand shocking, to the more industrial process, all the way to Hub's unique cook style.
Ah! I just handed you a bucket.